loves, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to dive deeper into the topic of third parties as far as conscious manifesting. When you're manifesting a specific person, some of you are in a third party situation and a lot of you tend to pop up and ask these questions. It's a very common topic, and something I want to emphasize today again is that third parties are a circumstance like any other circumstance when we talk about in the context of conscious manifesting why circumstances don't matter. And I'm going to re-emphasize this in this video and explain to you a little bit more about why that is. So more specifically, I want to also explain to you when your specific person is with someone else, married, or seems completely unavailable. Say you're in a situationship, they're non-committal, maybe there are a number of third parties. I want to explain to you how to deal with this from the conscious perspective. Some of you, this really trips you up, okay? And you might be thinking in terms of you consciously manifesting them, wanting them to come in, choose you, commit to you. Am I doing something wrong? Am I interfering with someone else's life? Am I interfering with SP's free will, their choices? Am I taking someone away from someone else? How can this possibly work? Some of you, you really over focus on this, and I want to get into it and explain why that as a circumstance, a third party or third parties, is the same as any other circumstance when we talk about you being a conscious creator, the law of assumption, quantum shifting, and how you can stop doubting what you are consciously manifesting regardless of any third parties and start embodying the version of you who always wins in love. Why there actually is never competition. You are in fact the competition, guys. So let's talk about this, okay? Number one, reiterating what I started with, circumstances do not matter ever. No matter what they are. If you truly understand how creation works, you would stop looking at your 3D as evidence, including specific people and whoever they are dealing with a part of your current 3D reality. Everything you're seeing right now in this very given moment is a reflection of your past assumptions, beliefs, and self-concepts. So that is it. It's not actually the ultimate truth or the final truth. It is your manifestation. However, it is not permanent and is definitely not more powerful than you, the conscious creator who selected the experience in the first place. You are the observer. You are the operant power. You're not here to react to the 3D, you're here to direct it. And circumstances, including third parties, distance, the issue of divorce, no divorce, the issue of commitment, no commitment, silence, or even years apart from your specific person, none of these circumstances matter when you understand your reality in any given moment is a mirror of your inner state. Okay, guys? Why are we doing techniques? And I talked about this on the recent live stream. It is very much to do with your identity shifting. So people often ask, why do we even do affirmations or visualizations? Or what is the point when it comes down to a situation that seems impossible? For example, my specific person is tied up with someone else. So what you're doing in the case of doing affirmations, visualizations, or techniques is not about forcing change. It's to get you to be the observer, to get you in the habit of identifying as a different version of yourself and a different version of the connection that you would prefer. The version of you who is already chosen, committed to, wanted and prioritized, loved, no third party, etc. Because when your identity changes and when you assume I'm the version of me who always gets the love, or the version of me that is loved and chosen by a SP, the entire mirror shifts to reflect your version of reality. You are always and have always been the operant power. If you have selected a reality where you are in love with the person and there is a third party, you have in fact unconsciously selected that reality. So what about free will? Here's the truth, guys, that might challenge your old programming. Take this in if you would like to. No one has free will in your reality. Neville Goddard said this clearly. Everyone is you pushed out. So what does that mean, guys? It means that every person in your personal reality, including your specific person, and any other people your specific person are interacting with, are in fact reflecting back to you your own assumptions, beliefs, and inner conversations, and essentially your state of consciousness, the identity that you're embodying. So in fact, when you shift this, you're not overriding anyone's choices. You are selecting a version of yourself and them that already exists, because there are infinite versions of you and therefore infinite reflections and versions of specific person. So the version that you would like to select of your specific person, where you are the chosen one, exists. There are infinite versions of them. One where they love someone else, one where they love you, one where they're single, one where they're messing around with a million people and just want to mess with you, one where they're married. You're not changing someone, you're aligning with the version of your specific person that is already aligned with you, or the desired reality that you prefer. One that thinks and feels the same way that you do, one that aligns with your desires. So let's bust the myth of why it would be wrong to manifest someone who is in a relationship. Now, some of you have a little bit of an issue as well, because we're talking about families and we're talking about marriage, etc., and a lot of people feel a lot of guilt. And so I know that this is controversial, and a lot of people say, if I want this, does this make me a bad person? Am I manifesting pain for others? It doesn't make you a bad person for thinking in that way, for sure, but let me tell you this in a compassionate way, in a loving way, but the truth about what reality and reality creation is. You're not manifesting pain when you decide that you want a specific person, never mind the circumstances. You're manifesting alignment. You're not breaking up a family. You're selecting a reality where the relationship between you and your specific person and that other person was already complete, because everything exists right now through consciousness, and all realities and all versions exist right now. So you can absolutely select, say your specific person and you are not together and they have gone with someone else. You can select a version where you are peacefully together, everyone is happy, you're not interfering with someone else's life, you're aligning with the version of you where everything has unfolded in harmony and everyone has been taken care of, including your specific person, including third party, including family, etc. So you're not, in fact, by doing it in that way, by making some kind of a decision that you have a desired or preferred version of reality, a version of your SP that loves you and is with you, you're not manifesting chaos, you're manifesting from a place of love. And in your reality, because it is your reality, your love story is already done anyway, is already yours, is already perfect. The version of you that believes your SP loves you, that SP does love you. There is a version in existence right now. There is no competition, guys. You always win. This comes up so commonly in my comment section. What if two people are manifesting the same person? What if there is a third party? In the law of assumption, there is no other person, no other woman, no other man, no other better option unless you assume it so. There's only your self-concept, there's only your identity, and therefore the state that you're in and the characters that are playing out according to that. So whoever you're consistently identifying as, and everyone that is acting out a part that you have unconsciously assigned them, okay? But when you become conscious, you assign a new role, or you embody a new identity, and everyone plays their part. So if you believe someone else is in the way, you'll keep experiencing that. But when you shift to the I am the one, I am chosen, the I am, and we've spoken about this on other videos, I am the version of me that specific person adores. There is no competition in my reality because I'm the creator of it, I'm the selector of it. Then reality conforms naturally and perfectly, not because you're fighting for it or competing for it, but because that's the version of you you're living from, and that is a reality. There's nothing to compete with. You are the version of you that has selected the reality that you are now experiencing, and you can also be the version of you that is selecting the preferable reality, okay? And it is completely within your choice. So Neville's teaching, and I spoke about this on the live stream I recently did about let the dead bury the dead. Essentially what he meant was stop dragging the old story, or essentially the old version of you or circumstances or a version of your specific person that you selected, and all of the characters in the show which reflect an old identity of yourself into the present state or the preferred state, okay? The dead is the 3D version of reality that no longer matches your preferred identity and what you would prefer to experience. So let it go, let it bury itself. When you live in the end, in the assumption that your love is already yours, you don't have to fix or chase anything. You don't need to compete with anything or anyone. The world will rearrange itself around your dominant identity. So if you are dealing with a third party situation and in some way you're feeling that this is wrong or this is impossible, etc., remember this: you are the one that in fact consciously or unconsciously selected a reality where these are the circumstances, and you can just as much choose a reality where your SP and you are together, everyone is happy, everyone is honored, and where you are loved, chosen, and prioritized, because that is just who you are. And everyone in your reality, they're all just kind of characters in your show. You are the operant power. There is no competition. The only reason that competition or a perception of competition has shown up was because it was from one state of consciousness. Essentially, you always win. When you stop observing from fear and division and the idea that your desire is outside of you and that you need to compete, is when everything will shift and change. So please do understand this. If you have a belief, because your outside is always going to reflect your beliefs and your assumptions. If you have a belief that you are ruining people's lives, if you have a belief that it is in fact impossible for you to have a person because they have said, quote unquote, I don't want to commit, or quote unquote, I want to be with someone else, or you have actually manifested a situation where there is a third party, you are not limited by that. That is circumstantial, and it is something that has popped up in your one version of reality from one state of consciousness, and you have always been the one that was selecting, guys. So it is up to you, it is through choice, but if you would like to manifest someone that you love, and your desires have come from your God self, there is in any given moment another version of reality playing out. Your 3D will catch up if you make the decision. The pieces will move in perfect harmony if you assume that everything works in your favor. If you can fully grasp also that your desire, you wouldn't have it if it wasn't already in existence and there wasn't resonance. So i.e. your specific person, the version that you love that chooses you, there is a version that feels exactly the same and wants it too. The version of your specific person, just say if they're with another person, that their other person, there's another reality for that person that may want to be with someone else. There's infinite ways that things can play out, guys. We are not limited, and our level of experience is not limited. It is only limited by our beliefs and our assumptions, which essentially are how we select and curate our experience. So if you would like to experience someone or something differently, all it requires is a shift in focus, a shift in identity, a decision, and watch how everything and all the pieces move around perfectly for you. It is not moralistic, and you shouldn't feel guilty for wanting a preferable version of a situation or to have the person that you desire or want, because you are the only competition in your world, guys. You are the director and writer and creator of your show and the main character. So remember that when you are manifesting, there is no circumstance, there is no obstacle in the way unless you assume so. I'm sending you guys so much love, and I hope that helped you, and I will check you all in the next one.